A look at Tigers head coach Joe Dubuque. He was a longtime assistant coach and associate head coach. First year as the lead man, and again, a bit challenging here for Princeton to start. They had to forfeit at 125, and then Kill had to go at 133, but his focus is always on getting the best out of every wrestler in every event.
Yeah, I think, Dubuque, obviously first year as a head coach with Coach Ayers and Coach Gray leaving this year, and obviously you see Reese Humphreys next to him. He just got promoted to assistant coach for the remainder of this season, so, starting to get some help. I think that was one of the things, right, not having, many assistants. Obviously Quincy Monday really more focused on his training and trying to make an Olympic team. Coaching wasn't necessarily, his goal of this year. So he's kind of been helping out Dubuque as well. But I think, one of the conversations that he's been having is who he's going to bring, in terms of, his coaching staff for the years to follow. So we'll see how that turns out as well.
The action's going to resume at 141. Tyler Vazquez, the freshman, he's back in the lineup at 141. He did not compete in either duel last week. And he goes up against the 17th ranked CJ Composto, the junior from Westfield, New Jersey, who was an All-America as a sophomore after finishing 8th at the NCAA tournament last year at this weight class. Vazquez tries a shot that's well defended, but Vazquez so far showing good aggression out of the gate in the first 45 seconds.
Yeah, I love that, but, it's hard to do that for 7 minutes. We'll see if he can do so. Right, I think one of the things we've seen from Tyler Vazquez this year is he's really, really quick off the get-go, but kind of starts to fade a little bit as the match goes on. I'd love to see him keep this pace up for all 7 minutes.
And it's interesting you mentioned that the last time he competed, he had duels against Harvard and Brown, had a period 1 takedown in each of those matches, but lost both of them. So he's trying to still, like you said, get those complete 7 minutes in. He's from Roxbury, New Jersey, by the way, of Del Barton. And there'll be 3 points awarded to Composto, who finishes the takedown.
Yeah, Composto tough in his own right. It's hard to come out as a true freshman in All-American at a weight like 141 pounds. Beat a really tough guy in Stefan Micic, who we all know that name. World champion now at 57 kilograms. And so, obviously, really tough opponent that Vazquez has, against him today. We'll see how it turns out.
Composto was the Ivy League Rookie of the Year last year at perfect in Ivy duels. He's 5-0 total this year against foes from an Ivy League program, and that may put him in position to get another All-Ivy first team honor at 141. Vazquez trouble fending off this ride from Composto, who's won 5 consecutive duels. He started off 0-4 in duels on the season, but they were all losses to ranked opponents. Vazquez gets his first point on the escape. Vazquez, he's been battle tough. Last 4 duels were all by decision, but 3 of those were decided by 1 point. So he's going to want to stick tough in this one, try to put it late into the match close. Give him an opportunity for the upset against Composto.
Looking for that low leg near side almost. Didn't get it, but I like his thinking there.
There'll be short time after the stalemate. Composto having 1 minute 5 seconds on the ride after that earlier takedown. So Vazquez, if he wants to cut into that, will need to work well on top or get a takedown of his own, which being down 3-1, that may have to be the case, as the second period choice will be Vazquez's, and he'll choose the bottom.
I think, one thing you got to point out, right, is the mat wrestling. I mean, I can't stress it enough how important mat wrestling is. Vazquez got his point, right, but, Composto's already got over a minute of riding time, so that's a huge advantage for him. This is just basically, icing on the cake to try to rack up more to see, how much he has if he chooses to go down in the third period before, he gives that up. So this is, putting himself in a really good position to lock that riding time point in, which it's hugely important because if this escape happens, right, if he gets taken down in the third period,
Do we think about
he
bonus?
can get an escape and be back in a position to win the match. So it's really tactically important to think about these mat wrestling tactics as well.
And Composto continuing to be strong on the ride. And that may, if he rides out here, he'll lock in the point, Composto, no matter what happens in the third period. This is a Penn team that defeated his first 3 Ivy League opponents 104-9, 12 of their 26 wins by bonus before losing to Cornell last week. And now Composto, he's going to get several swipes here. Great job on the tilt. And will he lock in for the official? You have to put the fingers up. And now he will. That makes it 7-1 with Penn's 141 now in control.
Is mat wrestling important or what?
Yep.
I mean, seriously, it doesn't really matter how even you are on your feet. This is where the best guys win. This is where it happens. Can they get off the bottom? Can they ride? Can they get turns?
Vazquez now in a seated position. Composto losing a bit of control. Vazquez trying to make it 2. He'll get that, but he's hoping for more. Won't get it. Composto may try to get 2 back in short time. Does he have control of the hip? Not yet. 5 seconds left to go. And that'll end the period. And so, have they awarded a point for an escape? I think they did. That'll make it 8-3.
Yeah, that was a nice roll through tilt there, and he actually adjusted. So he only had 2 or 3 maybe there, and he readjusted there with the arm bar to keep that back exposed to get a full 4 count. Looks like they're going to take a look at this escape to see if it was awarded before the time was out or not. But regardless, good opportunity there for Vazquez to kind of capitalize on the reversal, maybe even get some back points out of it. Composto did a good job, staying, just giving up those 2 and potentially even get the 1 here, right? That's just kind of wrestling through a position that, maybe you got out of position in for a second, but not giving up enough to make your opponent get back in the match. So, again, a lot of tactical differential here in terms of how the match is going for either guy.
So now, this point could be an interesting factor. If you get the 8th point and you're Composto, you don't have to think about starting from the bottom. You can go on your feet, try to get another takedown, put yourself up by 8. Of course, if you're Vazquez, if you start on top, you're gonna have to get back points to get back in it. If it starts at neutral position, then he's gonna need a takedown to try to get something going. See what the officials are looking at right now. And so you see here, clearly 2. And good job by Composto to peel out of that. But is this enough here for takedown? Is it enough for an escape? Of course, what we're not seeing is the time on the clock. Official's going to take one more look. And again, we'll see what they're locked into here.
Yeah, that was a really good job of Composto to kind of notice, when he was in danger to give up backs and turn down and stay on that leg as well to kind of make it tough for Vazquez to get behind it and stay on top there.
Well, the officials now have made their determination. They'll relay it over to the scoring side.
It's like no escape. Reversal 2, no escape at the end.
And so it should be 7-3. And so obviously now bottom's going to be the choice for Composto. And if you're Vazquez, well, you saw what happened in period number 2. You gave up 4 points before getting 2 of your own. You get something here on Composto, you're back in it. If Composto gets a quick escape, he may be thinking about bonus.
They already cut him. I mean, this is a big advantage for a lot of other teams that we really haven't seen Princeton capitalize on. It's mat wrestling. I mean, they've had trouble getting off the bottom. They've had trouble giving up turns. They've had trouble riding guys. And not a lot of guys on this team are getting riding time points. They're not getting turns. I haven't really seen a lot of that this year. So it's a huge difference maker. It's huge. You can be just as good on your feet. It's not going to win you the tight matches.
Also makes the tactics a lot tougher because you're, in a way, limited to giving up a point and not working into the riding time, which is now officially locked in. It's at 2:38 in favor of Composto, and obviously now the 75 seconds left in the third period.
Yeah, Composto here, he was looking for that near side. Vazquez just locking that arm in. A very, very peculiar position there for a second, but doing a really good job, staying stingy and not giving up that angle for Composto to give up points, to take advantage of getting points there. Trying to bring him back in. He's got that leg elevated really well, shelf that leg up to make it tough for Vazquez to get his leg back.
And he's just going to try to find that opening so he can control the hips. 40 seconds left, and Composto doesn't need to push the pace. Just one more takedown puts him in position for potential bonus, but finally they will get a stalemate. So now if you're Vazquez, here's where you have to turn on the jets again. Vazquez trying to drive into a shot. That's well defended. Final 30 seconds. Vazquez battling tough against the nation's number 17 wrestler at 141. Short time in the third period, though, and Composto can pretty much use the dead weight here to get the victory, but he's hoping for a bonus if he gets a late 3, and he has not been given the 3.
It's close.
Will there be a challenge?
They're going to look at it.
They don't even need to throw the brick this time. And that's good by the officials. If they're not sure here, they have the ability to look at the replay. Talk about the wrestlers. They make every second count, but the same goes for the officials. They want to make sure every call is done correctly here.
Yeah, you hear some of the Penn guys calling for the cylinder. I would have to agree with them. They were above, like they were wrestling kind of in motion, right? They weren't on the mat. But if you put a cylinder from the bottom of the mat up from where the out of bounds is, sometimes they give the points there as they didn't call. It looks like they must have been out of bounds by the time that Composto had control of the hips. I'm assuming what the verdict was, but Composto 8-3 to win. Actually, it looks like he's 9-3 with the riding time.
Yep.
No major, but still a tough win for Composto, who's visibly upset after not getting that takedown. So I think I might be too.